Hello again, my friends. It's time for another video, another Lego video. Uh, Today we're looking at set 10305, Lion Knight's Castle. And this boy is massive. Um, Also, you'll notice this is another 90 years of play, 90th anniversary set. I already talked about the Galaxy Explorer. This is the other one of the 90th anniversary sets. Again, they chose these themes based on a vote. They took a poll of users who and asked them which of the classic Lego themes they'd like to see sort of revived in a new set. And Castle and Space were the winners. So Galaxy Explorer was the space set, and this is the castle set. I had a castle set as a kid. Always loved it. Loved castles. Loved knights and swords and wizards and all that kind of stuff. Uh, as you probably know if you know me at all. So this was really something I decided to buy, even though it is way expensive and huge and ridiculous. But it was a lot of fun. It's a big project. It's a big set. So let me show you the box, which is what I normally do here. To start with, we got 4,514 pieces on this baby, and this is another 18 years and up set, meaning very complicated, very big build. And again, I'm sure they did that because they knew the folks who would be buying this would be the older folks who loved the Lego castle set as kids. And here we've got the picture of part of the castle here on the box flap. There's a lot of stuff on here on the box because they had so much space to fill. There's sort of a little introductory paragraph here about the castle. It mentions that this is the home to the Lady of the Brave Lion Knights. Yeah, an interesting point about this one is that whereas Galaxy Explorer was really sort of focused on recreating the old set and had like the old type style minifigures and a very sort of classic look to it. This one is very much not. This is very much a modern set. That they, it definitely makes a lot of references to the older castle sets, but all these Lego minifigures are very modern minifigures with like multiple faces. The building techniques are all very modern. So that's kind of an interesting thing. They took this one in a different direction than they did the Galaxy Explorer. I don't believe either that it's based on any specific castle set. They mention a number of different castle sets in the manual. Um, and this is sort of an amalgam of a lot of castle sets and a lot of like related sets. It's got like some elements of, and here's a picture of a couple of old sets that they were referring to here. It's got some elements of like a medieval village. It's got some elements of the original castle. It's got some elements of the what you call it, the like treehouse Robin Hood type style thing going on too. And here's the back of the castle on the back here, all opened up. And down here we've got some more little details picked out. It's pretty fun. But that's all. Oh, I think it's pretty funny. It's interesting. The manuals. There are two manuals. They came in this little pouch inside the box. And there was also, besides a bunch of bags free in the box, there was another box inside the box with more bags. So lots and lots of pieces. I think there's like 26 bags of Legos that went into making this guy. So let's take a look at the actual model. Here it is. Took me a little while to put together. It is really big. This is it closed up, and I put all the minifigures around in kind of like places that made sense to me. Um, but it does also open up, and there's a lot of features to look at. So let me sort of scan over the details here first. Let's get like an overview of what's going on. One interesting detail is that a lot of the minifigures are women. There's a lot of female minifigures in here. A lot of the knights are women. And I think that's a cool update. Like I said, very modern set. Trying to update things. They've got some really fun knight helmets and stuff. This visor comes up, and it's got the like what do you call it? The plume on the top. That's nice. Here's the Black Knight on his horse, and I like this guy, and his he looks very upset for some reason. He's like the squire, I guess, for the Black Knight. And we've got another person with the Black Knight here holding a flag. And there's lots of little details on the castle, of course. Vines running up the side. There's a little fruit stand in here, which you'll recognize from another video I just posted not too long ago. You gotta love this. I love the way this looks. This the white panels with the black timbers or whatever, and then the thatch roof. Really cool. And there's little chimneys. Here's a guy. I like this guy too. One of his faces, his cheeks are all puffed up because he's blowing the horn. Thought that was a cute detail. Love the little flags, the Lion Knight logo here. And we've got another knight down in there, and there's a little lamb here. There's all kinds of stuff. We'll go over the side here. Turn this a little bit. We've got the water wheel, which if we spin the castle a little bit, hopefully without knocking it onto the floor, that would be bad. That'll be a different kind of video. Oh, we need to open this baby up, don't we? Let's do that. All right. So there are two main hinges and two main openings here. So this whole guy, whoops, there goes somebody. This opens up, and we can see inside the castle. And this is kind of the cool thing. The water wheel here, which is now over here, when we turn it, it in fact turns the mill wheel and grinds the mill, or grinds the grain or whatever. And can get inside of here. You can see that this is kind of like the mill area, and there's like a sack of grain on the floor. And here's a fellow that I put in here. Let's move him out of the way so we can see what's going on back here. There's actually a little bird nest that a bird has built up in the rafters here. And there's some bread in a barrel. One thing I am a little disappointed about in this set is that some little details get kind of like packed away inside here, and there's no easy way to open up and get a good look at them. But you can get a pretty good look here. This is like a dining room set, you can see, with some like fruit on the table, and I love the flags and pennants and everything, and the goblets and chairs here. Nice details, and you even got like these little like ruffles on the edge of the table and the scroll work on the legs. It's really fun. I love this little bedroom. This is really cute. There's like a writing desk back there and a carpet, and over here you can see there's a fireplace and a bed, which is really well done. And these little decorations again up here under the roof. Over here is this is a really fun detail. So this is the kids' room, you can see, and they actually have a micro model of the original yellow Lego castle model that they're playing with here, with like a few bits set aside or taken off. So that's really cool. I thought that was a really fun detail. This is the little boy minifigure, and then there's also a little girl minifigure. And she herself has a little minifigure, micro figure that she's playing with. And then there's a lot of minifigures that come with this set. Here's a sort of lady, the lady of the house or something. I'm not sure if she's supposed to be like a matron, a maid. I'm not sure. And let's see what else we have. Oh, so down here we have sort of a parlor, and there's the colored pennants at the top again, and it's another fireplace. There's an axe, and like I think that's meant to be like a log next to the fireplace. And then this over here is actually a harpsichord, which the manual helpfully identifies for you. It's kind of buried back in there, but you can see it. Why don't I I'm going to put this little light on so we can see a little bit better. There we go. Now we got some details. And down here is the kitchen. You can see we've got pretzels hanging up. We've got the pan on the fire, some other cooking implements hanging up there, which are hard to look at, hard to see really, but there's like a pot and pan and a spoon, and then there's this big paddle to take the bread out of the oven. There's a bottle and probably like some spices over there on the shelf. We've got some more food over here. We've got like radishes and some leafy vegetables, some spices and bottles and jars up there, and a little croissant. So a lot of fun little details there. Um, on the sides, you'll see some of these windows have arrow slits, which is really cool. This is a very thin opening here. And the way this is built is interesting. These are like smooth pieces hanging off of these guys. And there's a lot of these little brick guys. I don't think I've ever seen so many little brick pieces like this in one set. And we've got the wizard. Now, this is a bit of a spoiler. But the interesting thing about so most of the manuals, the little text that comes along with the instructions is usually like just general bits of history or trivia. But in this book, the manual is actually narrated by this voice who you don't know who it is at first, and it sounds like it's almost from the perspective of some medieval Lego minifigure himself. But as you get further on, in one of the later bags, you open up and you build this guy, and this is the spoiler. This guy is the narrator. You discover that it's the wizard who's been talking to you all along, and like the things that he's saying about the set. He has like interesting like commentary on the set, and like he'll like mention things. He'll be like, "Oh, I didn't know that we built with these kind of bricks now," and it's almost like he's looking at it from the perspective of a Lego character from way back from the original Lego castle sets. There's a little frog back here. There's a couple of little frogs hidden around. So let's keep moving. There's a lot to see here. Up here we've got a weapons rack, and I put some guards up in here. Some of the soldier characters. This guy has like a Mark Hamill kind of look to him. I think they used the Luke hairpiece there. Here's another knight. And here's another knight over here with a cool hat. I'm not sure why she looks like she's kind of asleep, but maybe she got bored on guard duty. There's a crossbow over there. We've got a bowman or a bow woman up here on the tower. More flags. This is the lady of the castle, the queen. So she has like a little crown, but you can also take her hair and crown off and put a helmet on her if you want to. We've got another person with a bow here. And let's see. So let's see some other cool stuff over here. We have there's a big tree that's sort of growing right up against the castle. And I put I put this guy on here. I thought it was funny. The sort of Robin Hood type lady. And you'll see there's a beehive in the tree, which I thought was a fun detail. Let's see. Okay, let's move some of these guys out of the way. I'm going to pause it for a sec. Okay, so we're back around the front of the castle now, and there's some really cool details in here. This whole area has all these little like rocky slanting cave type areas, and you can see way back in there there's a frog in the cave. Let me try to zoom in on him so you can get a good look at him. My phone doesn't want to focus on him for some reason. I think we'll see him again from another angle, but I like the little frogs poking around in lots of different places here. The front of the castle. Here's this guy. This is the bull pulling some hay, and there's a little bird on here. My son came up with a weird little idea here that he liked to drive it around like this and call this guy Chicken Driver. Even though I'm pretty sure that's a pigeon and not a chicken, but I thought that was funny. Chicken Driver. And here's the guy who goes with the cart. He's got his fork to move the hay. And we'll move the Black Knight's retainers out of here. So yeah, I love the little like slants and like interesting little like curves and stuff in this area. And the vines, of course, are cool. Now, of course, what you got to have with a castle like this is a cool entrance. So what we have here is up here on the side. There's a little knob, and if you turn this knob, you can pull up the drawbridge, and it just drops into the water below. And besides the drawbridge, we also have a portcullis. So this is really cool. Up here, you'll see there's this mechanism, this chain on this loop, and there's this guy here which actually holds it up. So if I do this, if I let go, that releases the chain, and sometimes it gets a little caught. There we go. And now we have the portcullis down, and if you wanna crank it back up, this is there's not actually like a handle to do it. You just kind of have to turn this guy from this wheel, and now it's back up. Let's drop it back down. So that's really cool. There's another feature like that on one of the sides. Let me open up the castle all the way, because I haven't actually done that yet. This other area also opens, so let's swing this guy open. And we can get a look at some of this other stuff. So we have another weapons rack in here. And then some interesting stuff down in here. This chest has some treasure in it. And this is one of the things I was talking about, like things that they sort of cover up. Like, it's hard to get in at this thing. You can pull it off because it's mostly on smooth tiles back there, and get it out and look at it. But it's got like some treasure inside it, gold coins, and I think they say amber for some reason. And over here is the jail, the dungeon. So this is one. This guy in here has clearly been in the dungeon a little too long. There's a skeleton in there. There's not that much back there. Now the fun bit comes in here. So this is like what looks like an empty prison cell, but what we'll find. Oh, and there's a ladder and a little barrel in the corner over here. Is if we flip this around, there's a secret passage, which is really cool. It doesn't even look like anything, but this flips up, and this slides over. It does, I swear. There we go. And there's like a back way out of the prison cell that I don't know, maybe like some criminal has created this back entrance, and over here is actually like this hidden hideaway of the forest outlaws, I think. So that's a really cool feature. And then this is actually another little gate here that you can crank up that takes you into sort of the back way of the palace. Let me see if I can find the knob for that. I think it's... Here it is. So there's a little knob on the back of this wall. Let me show that to you. There it is. And if we turn that, we can lift up this gate, and that leads up inside. Yeah, and there's lots of other, there's just a lot of fun features here. We got this little ladder going up to this area. We've got a lot of, I love these, the towers look great. They've got, there's one step that has these little gray guys. It's like, okay, now get 42 of these and put them around the bottoms of all the towers. So there are some steps in this build that are a little tedious. But still, the way it comes out is really cool. These like the smooth topped, like crenellations or whatever you call these. Oh, and this is a great feature. So they've got these these are supposed to be like stones that you drop on people who might be like trying to find their way into the palace. So like if somebody's trying to come in the back way here, they could drop these stones down through these chutes that just fall right down. So that's really cool. In fact, let's do that real quick. There you go. You can see them drop down. So that's a fun feature. And the arrow slits and everything, so it has this like real castle feel to it. I love all the little stairways and doorways and all this little stuff. These vines and all the details of like the window coverings, the awnings and stuff. These little windows. It's just a really cool set. A lot of care and love went into this design. They just wanted to put everything in it. You get the feeling, and they really did a good job. There's also a little door over here to this room that you can open and close. That's fun. This with like a barred old wooden door. Let's get another close-up look at this part of the castle. I love the flower boxes in the windows, the vines and trees. Oh, and this is great little feature under the water wheel. You can see there's little waves. There's little like white caps coming up as it dips into the water, which is really a cool detail. Um, I love the look of this part of the castle with the thatch roof and the white and black. I think I already said that, but I really do like it a lot. Oh, this is the bell tower too. So there's a bell in there. Hard to, again, something that's kind of hard to really get a good look at, because it kind of gets, trapped inside there. But there is indeed this little bell that you can see through there. There's a helmet on a stand back there, a ladder down to this other floor, another stairway back in there, and we've got this little gate, which is pretty cool. Let's see, what else can I show you? I guess one thing that I thought was interesting that I was going to talk about is, you'll see in here, let me see if I can find one. Here we go. This guy here, this brick is like a little bit smaller than some of the other bricks. It's actually like 2/3. It's 2/3 of a regular brick size. And the flat pieces are like 1/3. Like this flat piece along here is like 1/3 of a regular brick height. And this is a 2/3 of a regular brick height. And the wizard in the narration actually talks about these and says, "What kind of brick is this? I've never seen this before." I'm not sure I'd seen those before. I think the wizard decides he's going to call them a block instead of a brick. But there's a whole bunch of them in this set. I'm not really sure why they use them. I guess because you end up with these sort of uneven places where you need to fill in, just 2/3 of a brick spot. I don't know, but they're interesting. They're 1x1s. They're all 1x1s, and they're of that height. So let me see if I can show you anything else interesting. So some of these pieces you build separately and then stick together. And I'm not sure. I'm curious if I can pull them apart again. So let me try that. So you can see here where these guys come together in this hinge. It's not a hinge. There's just claw pieces and rods that stick together. So let me see if I can actually pull it back apart so you can see what I'm talking about. There we go. I was able to do it. So it does come right apart. And that lets you see this area, which otherwise is completely hidden. Another little hideout of the forest folk. This guy with a lute who's been sitting in here. There's like a map and candles and bottles and little target for target practice. And this is another cool feature. So this here comes off because of the smooth pieces there. And this is a secret hatch here that opens up. And that is how the forest people get in and out, I guess, of their little hideaway. So that's cool. He's got a bow on the wall, candles, and vines inside. On the other side here, there's this little cave, and I think that's where the frog hangs out. Yeah, if we can get in there. And there's a bat too. Let's see if we can see there's a couple of bats hanging up in this cave. There's the frog. And there's another frog. I wanted to show you that guy. Let's see. Let's find that guy. The secret frog. So this is an interesting, the way this hinge opens up. As you pull this wall slides in. You can see it back there. Let me flip this ladder up if I can manage to. They do make it hard to manipulate some of these things. Well, but as you close it back up, that slides away, and you actually get a peek inside of here. I really want to move this ladder. Let me see if I can do it. Okay, I used a Lego sword to pry up the ladder. And you can see there's another frog hanging out in here a golden frog. I'm not really sure why or what this is like in reference to, but it's fun that there's another frog hidden back inside there. And then you see if you open this back up, that closes, and the frog is hidden again next to the bedroom. But here you go. This is the Lion Knight's castle, set 10305. It is quite a thing to behold. Really massive set. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it in my house. Right now it's taking up like half the dining room table. Along with the rest of the dining room table is other Lego sets. So clearly I need to find a place to put some more of these. But yeah, it's a really cool set, really massive, so full of detail and so many fun little features. Um, so there you go. A great celebration of 90 years of Lego. Uh, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Okay. I said I was going to do a little rundown of all the minifigures in the Lions Night Castle set. So here it is. There are 21 minifigures, so let's take them one at a time. Here is our little squire for the Black Knight with his big backpack. Let's take his helmet off. You can see he's freaking out about something, but he does have another face. Oops, there goes his backpack. Where he is, he still looks a little upset, but he's not freaking out completely. Let me put his backpack back on. So this is just this Lego construction with this bucket hanging off of it. The bucket is kind of a pain to assemble. That handle keeps popping off if you like touch it at all. Oh, I didn't really get that on there. There we go. Okay, so there's that guy. He's pretty fun. He's got a cool outfit. Nice backpack. Let's go to our next guy. Another of the Black Knight's servants, I believe. Take her helmet off, and you see that she is indeed a woman. She does not have an alternate face. She's got the standard Black Knight armor here, or uniform. I don't know what you want to call it. I guess she's his standard bearer. There we go. Sword and generic sword and standard here. And here is the Black Knight himself with his little mustache. He has the same body and pants print here. You can see he has a laughing face and a not laughing face. It looks like a bit of a smirk there. He has a special sword. It is not a generic sword. It is a longer, pointier sword. I guess to have him stand out as the Black Knight. He doesn't look really threatening, though, with his happy, smiling face. There's his shield, which matches the symbol on his shirt. Let's see. If you want a better look at his helmet, I really like his helmet. It's nice. Got the plume and everything. As you can tell who the important characters are, because they get the plume. Now let's look at the forest folks. The Robin Hood type folks. They get little hats with plumes in them too. This guy has a quiver of arrows on his back here. And there's a little printing on the back. And he's got this awesome little lute. I love this. It looks really great. And it's got a peg on the back so you can attach it to stuff. Like your standard Lego brick. Let's pop his hat off. See, he doesn't have any alternate face. Probably because his hat wouldn't cover it. So it would look weird. But we'll pop this off so you can see the printing on the back of his shirt. It does have a little print back there. Let's put him aside. And here is another of the Forest Outlaws. This lady, she has the same print on her torso here and on the back as the other guy, and the same hat with feather. And again, no alternate face for her. And yeah, I assumed this kid was supposed to go with the other small child in the castle itself, but her torso is actually the same print as the Forest Outlaws. So she must belong to them. uh, maybe she gets to play with the kid in the castle. Whoops! I knocked off her little figure there that she's holding. And she has some little freckles. We'll put her hair back on. It's a nice hair, little braid around the back. Okay, and that's it for the Forest Outlaws and the Black Knight, folks. Well, actually, let me show you the Black Knight's horse. So these horses are pretty cool. They have these, I forget what these are called, caparisons or something, that go over them, that drape over them, and that have the little studs in them, so you can sit the knights in their horses. But this also pops off. And they give you this extra block, 2 blocks that you put together, and you can slide that in there so that the horse can look like a complete horse without a hole in it when you take off the caparison or whatever it is. So let's put that back on, and you'll see this. It's the only thing that moves on the horse is the head goes up and down, and this entire back part goes up and down. So the legs and the tail all move together as one big piece. And you can make the horse like rear on its back legs, which is kind of cool. So let's pop that back on. There we go. And let's see, what do we got next? So here's another horse. This is the Lion Knight horse, and it is basically exactly the same, just different color, and it has the different print on the caparison here. And again, just like with the other horse, they do give you a 1x2 flat piece and a 1x2 brick that you can just snap in there, so it looks like a complete horse without a hole when it's not wearing its clothes. So we'll put that back on. Let's see, what else have we got? Okay, so we have all the little knights that are people of the Lion Knights, basically. So this guy with the horn, I love this guy with his like blowing face. We can take his little helmet off, you get a better look at his face, and he does have an alternate face where he's just smiling and not not with his cheeks puffed up. This when I first saw this head, I was like, what's going on with this guy? Is he throwing up or what? But then I saw that he came with this horn, and I understood what was going on. Let me put that guy back on there. And then this is our lady with this neat, like I don't know what this kind of helmet is called, but for some reason the word lobster is coming into my head, but I don't think it's really called a lobster helmet. But I think all these guys have the same prints for the legs and torsos. And she has a happy face on the back, and this kind of almost sleepy face on the front. And then we've got an archer. There are a number of archers in this set. Again, same body print here, just a different head. And she does not have an alternate face. Let's put her aside. Then we've got the Mark Hamill type guy. Again, just a different hairpiece and head print. He freaks out on the other side of his head. Good to have, I guess, in case somebody's attacking the castle. You can have him freak out. This guy is cool. So this is like he's meant to be on horseback. So he's got this cool, or her, excuse me. She has this really cool helmet with the swiveling bit, and this under here, this is basically just the standard Lego like motorcycle helmet that just has this visor that clips onto it. It looks really cool. And she's got the shield and this big armor chest plate. So let's oh, does she have an alternate face? She does. She's very happy on this alternate face. We'll pop that off and pop off her armor. And I think she just has, yeah, the standard print on the torso. If we could get my phone to focus, that would be cool. There we go. So there you go. And she gets an axe and the standard shield. And let's see who we have next. This guy. And here, he doesn't have an alternate face. Just the one face. And he has the standard print on torso and legs. Another fellow, standard print. He's got a cool helmet. He's got like a little bit of a, what is this, a goatee or something? He's got like wrinkles on his face. And there he's kind of laughing on the other side. It's nice that they're all so happy. And he also has an axe. And here's another fella. Woman. Gentlewoman. She has a cool helmet here with the bars on it and the plume. And she has a standard sword, standard print on the torso, standard shield. Another archer here. Again, everything the same, but except for the face print. Oh, she even has a winking face, which is really cool. I love that. So she looks good. And this is the little boy. Must be the son of one of the ladies in the castle. Got a little bit of hairpiece there, some freckles. We've got this guy. I think I don't know if he's meant to be a smith or if he works in the mill or what his story is, but he's clearly a worker, a peasant of some sort, I guess you could say. Then we've got the lady here, who's got this little dress piece. She's a little different than everyone else, and she's got a nice big smile on her alternate face. She gets a little cup that she carries. And here's the guy, the farmer, with his fork. No alternate face for him. He does have this basket on his back. Kind of a cool print for his torso with the bag on his belt and everything. Let's look at he's got this cool hat too. I guess you could give him one of the feathers like the forest people have, but he doesn't come with one. And there's the back. Nothing too exciting back there. So we'll set him down. And then we got a couple of these left. We've got the wizard, who has like the standard like dress piece. Nice wizard hat and this really cool magic staff. And he also has a backpack, which you could put stuff in. Let's pop him off. He doesn't have any alternate face. He has this beard, which is it actually is a separate item. So you can take it off and see he still has a beard and a mustache underneath. So that's cool. And our last minifigure is the most important, the lady of the castle. She has this is really cool, this hair piece, and then has this tiny little crown piece with a little tiny bit, and there's a hole in the top of the hair piece that goes into, so she can wear her crown. But you can also pop that off completely. And she has an alternate smiling face, and she has this really cool cape that matches the lion logo that's elsewhere on the castle. And she has a cool helmet that she can wear instead of her crown and hairpiece, with a white plume and the old visor that goes up and down. And she also has a special sword, one of the special pointier swords, longer and pointier, like the one that the Black Knight has, but hers is a silver kind of color. So let's take a look at the print on her outfit here. Just pop her head off real quick and take off her armor. If I can. It's on there pretty good. There we go. Okay. And she has a different print. She has a special print that the other characters don't have. So hers, you can see, has like more, I don't know what you call it, embellishment around the edges. And she's got this different bottom part where there's the white legs. So that's pretty cool. And she's got a fancy back as well. And that's her. That's all the minifigures. And I showed you the horses. And then there's the cow when it's not pulling its cart. So it looks like a normal, fully formed cow. I guess it's not a bull because it has udders. I called it a bull earlier. That was not correct. But it does have these horns. But I guess sometimes the female cows have have horns too. But yeah, the head goes up and down, but that's it. Nothing else on this is movable. And like I was showing before, if you take this out, this little cart that you build slides in there, and then the cow can pull the cart. And there you go. So that's all the little figures. I thought that would be fun to just go through those. So I think that's everything about the Lion Knight Castle that I want to say and show you. It's a really cool set, like I was saying. Um, lot of fun details. I'm sure it'd be really fun for kids to play with. I said in an earlier video that I like to build these and my son likes to play with them. But I really discovered during the build of this that isn't entirely true. He also loves to build them, so we came to a compromise on this one, and I would build one spread, one 2-page spread, and then I'd hand it over and he'd build the next 2-page spread. So we built we built bits of this together. The more tedious bits I took over completely myself. But yeah, this was a lot of fun to build. It took a while. It is a big, complicated build, but you can definitely have fun with it, and I'm sure it's a ton of fun to play with. So there you go. I'll talk to you again soon.